Today's going to be legs. We're going to be focusing probably nothing, honestly. Last week, my leg workout was feeling pretty good, so I think I'm just going to copy paste that workout and see how it feels this time. So that's going to consist of a squat machine. I think that's called a hack squat. And then once I feel nice and fatigued and tired on that, I'll hit hamstring, since that'll be the freshest after a squat. It's the least used muscle in a squat. And then jump over to a quad extension, and then finish her off with some calves. Then after that, yeah, sure, I'll go hit a pose down. As I was talking about yesterday, just if the room is dark, there's no one else in there, you guys might be able to get to see a little bit of leg. Honestly, if there's not a whole lot of people in the gym now, I might record some of the lift for you. We'll wait till I get in there to decide all that. You guys will know, because it'll be in the video or it won't. So, personally, on my body, obviously aside from my gut, I think that the second most fatty part of my body is my legs. So, like when I work out a lot, and they obviously get bigger, when you get a pump or just gain muscle in general. But I can't see anything because there's so much fat in the way. I mean, there's a lot of definition down towards the knees and stuff, but like higher up on the thigh and on the inner leg, there's a lot of fat there that just, it's the stubborn fat. It's the last thing to go. So because of that, I know that my legs don't look phantasmal or whatever. They're not going to look like pro bodybuilders' legs, is what I'm trying to get at. Just like everything else on me, I'm not some pro bodybuilder who's going out and vlogging my experience in the super high kingdom Blizzard Godzilla gym. Work a day-to-day job. I live basically paycheck to paycheck. I've got 2 dogs. Just going to the gym. And if that's you, then this will be perfect for you. And I don't sit there and record all of my workout not because that's a bad thing or anything. I mean, I enjoy watching that, but I don't have the self-esteem to record myself doing that in a public gym. And I guess that's one of the upsides of having like that super big hype, everybody's got big burly shoulders and stuff kind of gym, is that's just the energy there. Like when you pull up with a tripod and a camera, it's not awkward. But I feel like that energy changes when you go into places like LA Fitness, Anytime Fitness. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, I already talk to myself in the gym, so what would be the difference of propping up a camera and doing the same thing? Just feel like there's going to be those guys that like want to stare and look, and oh, look at that guy, he doesn't even look good, and he's already recording himself, And that just, it kind of defeats the purpose of even making these videos if I won't make the videos. So it's something I definitely need to work on. And for the first few videos that I make here, you're going to hear me talk about that a lot, because it's something I really want to do, but I just don't have that self-esteem, that motivation to do it. I might try it out today, though, depending on how the gym looks. So that's that's that. You'll tell because it'll be the next frame. There you go. On top of that, I don't have much to say today. Oh, tomorrow is going to be my first day back on the cut. So I'm going to drop my caloric intake to sub 2,000. I don't even know what I've been eating lately. I've been eating junk, I'll tell you that. I haven't had a steak since my last cut. And that's not something to be proud of, let me tell you. So that'll be fun. You guys will be able to see how that goes and all that. Wow, Jimmy's busy today. These parking lots. There's a spot up there. So, not much else to add on to that. Today is leg day. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna go hard, and we'll check the pump afterwards. That's about that. There's nothing really crazy about it. See you guys in there. That workout was draining, I'll say. I've never experienced so much fatigue in my life. My arms are tired on a leg workout. But I got it done. I hit a new high on weights on the hack squat, and no, that's it, hack squat. I went up 40 pounds since the last time I checked, which was probably 2 or 3 leg days ago. So I'm making a lot of progress. I think a lot of it is just waking up muscle. Wow. That took a lot out of me, though. That was a good workout. No pose down today. The room I usually pose down in was taken up by the yoga class or Zumba or whatever they were doing. I'm not entirely sure. But they were getting in the gym, and that's what counts. So I just kind of went into the locker room and looked at myself in the mirror for a couple minutes. Cannot see anything. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm clear. Okay. All in all, very proud of myself. I did end up cutting cardio short because I just had this one lady next to me that's just... She had her personalities, you know. I thought I was going to get cancer from all the cleaning chemicals she carried around. Walked up to the treadmill with half a pound of wet wipes, double layered gloves, and a mask. Not sure who was out to get her, but they weren't getting her. So I had to get out of there because something about all those smells at once was just messing with me. I can't imagine living like that. But that's besides the point. That's their life. I'm not going to judge on them too hard. Did do cardio though. Did 23 minutes. And then the workout went just as planned. Almost missed out on a couple. Did not do calves. Calves are big enough for now. Once I feel like I need to catch them up, I'll start getting back on it. Man, I'm tired. I'm beat. Go home, get some food in me. That'll definitely help. So yeah, I started with hack squat. Did a pretty good stretch beforehand, mobility in the hips and all that before I started. Kind of worked my way into the working set. Then jumped up higher than my average. Got a little bit more weight on the bar. And then went straight from there to hamstring curls, 2 sets. Then went over to leg extensions, did 2 sets there. My legs were so fatigued from hitting the new high weight on hack squat that I couldn't really do much more. I just wasn't getting, you could tell, like you can feel it, when your body is just so tired that you're not even gaining anything from moving the weight anymore. Like it takes so much out of you. It's so like draining and fatiguing that you're actually spending more energy just trying to move the weight than you're going to rebuilding the muscle later. And when you do rebuild it, it's going to take forever to rebuild. And it's not going to come back nearly as strong as you think it is because it's going to take so much energy. You just don't have it. So I only ended up doing 2 of those. I did have to go down the weight a little bit because my legs were so cooked. And then, just because it has to be done, went over to a glute machine and hit 2 really hard sets of that. So my butt is feeling it. Dang. That guy just had a garbage bag on the back of his car and just drove off, and the bag just sitting in the middle of the road. The things that some people do just amazes me. Feeling good though. I definitely did something. I'm actually starting to see progress in my legs, which that's a first altogether right there. For those of you who aren't aware, I drive a manual vehicle. And let's just say that this clutch is not feeling light right now. I feel like when I get home, my left leg's going to be a little bit bigger than my right. That's okay. Oh, such little work isn't really going to make too much of a difference. It's just killing me to get home right now. Hitting every stoplight, slow traffic. It's okay, I don't live too far from the gym, so it's not going to be too bad. So let's get into calorie talk because I'm about to get into my cut. In this cutting phase, I'm going to try and be a lot harder on the calories. Not hard as in like eating less, but more strict. The last cut was my first cut, and I was a lot more lenient, and I went over quite a few times. But never enough to really get out of the cut, but like damn near getting to maintenance. And if you're eating at maintenance on a cut, you're not going to be losing weight. I mean, you might lose a little bit of weight because muscle is taking more calories, so you're not going to gain a whole lot more muscle, but you're also going to be melting the fat away because the muscle is taking the calories away from the fat. So if you're eating at maintenance and you're working out more than you used to, you're still going to see a change in the scale for a little bit. It's going to dip, and then it's going to start going up slowly. And then at one point, you're just going to start plateauing. Once those newbie gains are gone, you're just going to plateau. And you're going to stay at that weight unless you either cut or bulk. And it all depends on the person on which one you want to do. In my case, I need to cut down. I need to get as much fat off of my body as possible so that I can actually see the progress that's being made. Right now, even though I am working out and I'm seeing a little bit of progress in places like the chest and the leg and the back, I can't see as much progress as I could like in a calf or forearm and in my arms because there's so much fat built up. Like you can't get definition with fat. It's just not gonna happen. We're not all like Fat Thor, where we can have a beer gut and a 6-pack on top of the beer gut. It just doesn't work that way. Your muscles are your lean muscle tissue is a lot more attached to your body than the fat is. So it's all going to be under the fat. You still build the muscle. It's not like because fat's there, you're not going to get stronger, but you're not going to be able to see it until that fat is gone. So knowing that, if you're wanting to tone the body and look more shredded, you want to lose as much fat as possible. But if you just want to get bigger and you're not too worried about the amount of fat on your body, then you're going to want to go either on a bulk or start maintenance and see where you're at to see if you even need the bulk yet. You know, you can, like I was saying earlier, you're going to dip a little bit, then you're going to raise up, and then you're going to plateau. And then once you plateau, you can start bulking again. If you're that guy who wants to bulk up a little bit, you probably want to just start at the baseline of getting in the gym. Once you can get in the gym on a regular basis, that's when you can start tweaking things like calorie intake, how much time you spend in cardio, and things like that. But first of all, and foremost, before anything else comes to any form of importance to you, get into the gym. Because you can say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? But you're not going to get any gains. If any gains, they're not going to be consistent because you can't consistently go to the gym. And if you're not going in consistently, in my opinion, even if you're getting stronger slowly or something like that, you're not making enough progress for it to matter. Like, you might gain 5 pounds of muscle, but it's going to take you all damn year. So in my perspective, before you start focusing on any of the little stuff, you need to get the bigger picture. There you go. So, for example, some kid goes out and buys a clapped out Honda Civic to work on. He goes, oh, this car is going to be sick. And he goes out to AutoZone and he gets all the little stick-on aero pieces and every little light bar and fin and wing that he can find on Amazon. But the car still doesn't run. No matter how many things you change on that car, it's not going to get on the road unless you fix what's causing it to stop. So, in that sense, bringing it into the gym, you know, you say, I'm going to eat this many calories. I'm going to watch this much protein. I'm going to count this. I'm going to count that. I'm going to drink this much water. None of that's going to matter unless you can put it somewhere. If you're eating 3,000 calories right now and you're trying to go down any kind of weight, really, and you start cutting down your calories to a point, you're going to be eating 500 calories a day and you're not going to be seeing any differences. Obviously, this is way down the road. If you're eating 3,000 calories, you'd cut that down 200 calories and not do anything, and you'd see a difference. What I'm getting at is, if you want to see those fine, detailed differences, you have to do consistent workouts. You have to be consistent. If you can't stay consistent with anything, you can't track anything, and then all those little minor things that you're doing, you don't even know if they're doing anything or not because you don't have a baseline. You got to get the car on the road before you can see how it drives. But I'll quit ranting. Tomorrow will be a little bit later, probably around 3:30ish of a workout. Tomorrow we are going to hit chest. Still feeling a little bit in this pec here. Went a little bit higher than normal last time I was there. Might have overworked it just a little bit. So we'll start off a little cautious and then bring up the weight if it feels good. But that's for tomorrow. Until next time, insert outro here.